A good evening, Internet. Sorry if you hear the fan in the back. It's extremely hot in my house. It was like 90 something degrees, probably close to 100 today. I think it was like 95 today. But anyway, what I want to talk about, and I'll try to keep my head in the way so you don't get that glare, is that Onision is at it again, stirring up the pot and just being a total dick again. And I'm gonna include a couple clips because he has been striking down so many, especially the larger channels, with copyright claims, copyright strikes, all these other things. It's sitting here like I gotta include as minimal footage as I possibly can from anything he's done. Luckily, it's only like a minute and a half video, but he talks about an issue that everyone pretty much let go about 6 months ago. And this issue was the fact that he had an entire forum page that had his fans submitting pictures, whether they were scantily clad or in full clothing, in a bikini or in underwear or whatever, and he would pick through them and rate them on a scale from about 1 to 10, or unattractive to attractive, or boner to no boner. And this is kind of sitting here like a really creepy thing for a 30-plus-year-old to do, who's married and has at least one kid. And the way I'm not even going to go in the way how he treats his wife here, but it's just sitting here like, you don't do that to your significant other. Like, that it's one thing if, like, I get it, he's a public figure, he could do what he wants. He does, his whole basis of his channel is based upon controversy. It's based upon all this garbage stuff, and that's part of why his channel's dying. But now he's going through and calling out Blaire White, and I want you to support her as much as you can, because he's sending his audience to threaten her, to demean her, to tell her how much of a garbage person she is, to say that Onision isn't this person who she said he was. A little update to what I was just talking about as I was editing this video. I noticed that I am blocked on Twitter now from Onision, so I can no longer criticize him. I can no longer see what he's talking about. And I find this absolutely hilarious. Luckily, I can still see his tweets by not being logged into my account, so I just can't verbally say anything, but I can still give him shit in video format. Because he had 12-year-olds who were submitting these photos to the forum. And yes, not all of them are 12, not all of them are scantily clad, but some of the photos that went through and some of the photos that popped up in some of my newsfeed, because I follow Onision just to see the drama, and it sits here like, those can eat. They are a degree or two away from being classified as being child pornography, to the point where some of them were just in like a sports bra and like spandex, like a leggings, and like that stuff people wear out on a jog and whatever. But these are like under the age people we are talking about, and not, like I said, not all of them are underage. Some of the ones I did see were 18. I didn't go through the forum personally because I do not want that crap on my computer at all. It's sitting here like, why did you do this in the first place? I get, someone I got in an argument with on his Twitter feed said, oh, it's because the fans wanted it. Okay, cool. In my viewpoint, you manipulated your fans enough to send you these pictures knowing how you would berate them, and it's just disturbing, it's creepy, it's just wrong. And especially because he has a wife, he has a kid, and he's failing in his business. And the fact that this also happened like 6 months ago makes this irrelevant in the current time. Like, if he would have made this like maybe a month at most after she made the video, because I'll link the video down in the description that we're talking about. She did this 6 months ago, almost 7. So where is this? Why do you have the feeling you need to go back to that video? It already has most of the traffic gone and out of with that video, except for the few stragglers that just periodically watch your channel. You're not going to get that huge traffic that was originally there. If anything, you're going to send her more traffic, so good job. You will hopefully help raise her channel up rather than bar it down. And it's just sitting here like, why do you need to do this, Onision? This is why your channel's failing. Because you don't see what you do as wrong. You don't see anything you do as wrong. You always think you're in the right. You think everything you say is factual. You think everything you say is objective. You think you can do no wrong. And this is where your channel's failing. This is where so many things are just not adding up for people. This is why Jacqueline Glenn dislikes you. This is why Eugenia Cooney dislikes you. And it's not on top of the fact that you attack her every other week, it feels like sometimes. And on top of other people, just seeing the garbage you put out is just. I compared you to Keemstar on Twitter the other day. Actually, today. And Keemstar at least fact checks. He sources his documents, at least from what I've seen in some of his videos. He does stuff not because he starts it, and he avoids being the one in the limelight. You are centered around the limelight. If you're not being talked about in some way, you have no purpose. You don't exist to the rest of the world, and your channel's dying, and this sucks to you. You can't live with this idea that your channel is dying. So, I hope it continues to die so you can learn to be a grown-up instead of a 30-year-old man baby. And the tweet that I was talking about is very different from the one he uploaded to YouTube, because I think his tweet was actually a little bit longer in video, where he does say to attack her. I cannot find the tweet now because I think he took it down, but I promise you it was there. But in his video, it doesn't say to actually, in his video that he put it on YouTube, it doesn't say to attack her. It just calls out the horseshit lies that he thinks she said, despite being very critical of this type of video, despite him ranking 13-year-old girls on a attractive ranking. I'm 20. I'm closer in age to them than he is, and I wouldn't even touch that with a 10-foot pole. So, let me know what you guys think. Is he in the wrong? Is he in the right? Is he garbage for having this kind of content out there? And do you think it's still relevant because this whole situation happened 6 months ago?